Hey everyone, it's technology expert Burton Kelso here with another tech tip to help you get the most out of the technology in your life. Today we're talking about how to optimize your LinkedIn profile to get more job opportunities. Now, there are probably a gazillion videos on the internet as far as how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, but I guarantee mine is probably one of the easiest to follow, giving you tips to make sure that you are going to be hireable based on your LinkedIn profile. Now, it can be a challenge when you're trying to figure out how you're going to optimize your LinkedIn profile so that people can find you. And one of the challenging things about LinkedIn is that even though it is a job site or job social media website, it can be hard to figure out how exactly you're going to get a LinkedIn profile that's going to get noticed. In this digital age, there are a lot of places where people are looking for prospective hires, but LinkedIn is tops in that list. And why is it? Because there's a billion people on LinkedIn, and it's the way the website is set up, it's easy for recruiters and prospective employers to find your information. So, what do you need to do in order to make sure your LinkedIn profile stands out? Well, it's important that you watch this video because the problem with LinkedIn, it's so robust and there's so much that you can add. But I'm going to give you actionable tips to make sure that you know exactly what to put on your LinkedIn profile and what areas to hit in order for people to find you. So, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at some tips and tricks that are going to get your LinkedIn profile noticed. So, number one would be to make sure that you have a professional headshot, and that is a must. You need to have a professional headshot in order to get more from your LinkedIn profile. So, let's do a little breakdown of how that is going to work. So, we are taking a look at my LinkedIn profile. And now every LinkedIn profile is set up different. So mine is from a perspective of an entrepreneur who has two businesses. Number one, I own a computer repair and tech support business based out of the greater Kansas City area, but I'm also a global speaker. So my LinkedIn profile definitely is going to reflect that because of what's going on. But first thing is first is that professional headshot is a must. So if you click on it, as you can see, my headshot is up there and it was a professional headshot. That just didn't make any sense. But anyway, we I think one of the hardest things is headshot. So if you are in a challenging situation where you're like, well, golly gee, I don't have a headshot to use. So if you can look in any of your photos, find something that is probably the most professional of the bunch and a tool that you can use to remove the background. Let's say you've got a good photo and you want to be able to use that for a headshot. At the very least, remove the background for the love of God. And the best tool to do that is one by my favorite company, Adobe. And Adobe actually has a utility, which I'm bringing up, called the background remover. You can upload any photo, whether it be on the beach or you just only want the background. You can upload the photo, and Adobe Express has a background remover tool that will remove that background. Other things that you can do for a professional headshot on the dirt is to make sure that you attend different networking events in your area, especially ones that are offering free headshots. It's a good place to get a headshot that you can upload to your LinkedIn profile. In fact, really can't tell anybody this, but that is where mine came from. A headshot can cost you a pretty penny, especially if you hire a professional photographer. And although I'm not opposed to you using a professional photographer, if you don't have the funds, you don't have the funds. So you've got to get a professional headshot by any means necessary. So make sure that the first thing that you're doing with your LinkedIn profile is ensuring that you have a professional headshot there to make it look like you're professional. Next on the list would be to make sure that you are filling in that banner space on LinkedIn. If you don't have anything to put in the banner, then it's going to make your LinkedIn profile look a little empty. And you don't want that. You want a robust LinkedIn profile that is going to tell the story of who you are and how you can help other companies out, because that is key. How in the heck do you fill up that banner? Well, I've got another tool that you can use, and it is Canva. Canva is probably one of the best tools in order to help you come up and fill up that background, not that banner space. I almost said background, that banner space. Because the good thing about Canva is if you go over to the projects, you can see recent designs, but then also you can find, well, let's just go to recent designs. And in my projects, you can see that there are actually somewhere in this list a banner that I actually created for LinkedIn. You can also do a search on Canva to find out what you're looking for. So let's see if it's going to make a dodo out of me. I can type in LinkedIn, or I can continue to look at different templates on LinkedIn to find out the one that's going to work best for me. And in that list of templates is ones that are designed for social media. So let's do LinkedIn here. See if we can get what we want. Do a search for LinkedIn, and it should bring up templates that will work for LinkedIn and LinkedIn banner. So obviously we don't have the time for me to go directly in Canva, but Canva, if you're looking for a LinkedIn professional banner, let me go back. As you can see here in the right hand corner, there are all of your LinkedIn banners here. So you can go search LinkedIn, type in LinkedIn banner. It will bring up banners that you can go and customize for your LinkedIn profile to make it a little bit more robust. Next on that list is modifying your LinkedIn profile. So let's take a look at that slide. Create a keyword-rich SEO headline that solves a problem that, if anything, in this video, if you listen to that, that is the thing that you need to pay the most attention to, because your banner, your headline, is going to help you stand out as far as LinkedIn is concerned. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. So going back to my LinkedIn profile, your headline is the section here that describes what you do. Obviously, no nicknames like you would on Facebook, but if you click on the edit button next to the headline, you can scroll down and the headline section's here. Don't have to get fancy. You don't necessarily have to use AI suggestions with premium, but some of the words that you want to pay attention to in your banner is here is where you would want to list what type of job you're looking for. Let's just say that you are looking for a job in, let's say that you were out of med school and you were looking for a job. You would want to put in the headline section that you are currently looking for a doctor, dentist, whatever profession that you're looking for, you want it in your headline section there. Because one of the great things about LinkedIn is that it is SEO friendly, meaning that if you were to do a search for yourself on the internet, LinkedIn would probably come up first. And let's test that theory. I'm going to type in Burton Kelso. My website is heavily optimized, so it may not show up, but lo and behold, people, as you can see, my LinkedIn profile is second only to my website. And so it's important that not only do you put your full name in, but you also want to make sure that your headline is showing SEO content, meaning that, again, you're optimizing your headline to put, hey, I'm looking for a job, and this is the type of job that I'm looking for. Put that in your headline, because those keywords will be picked up not only by LinkedIn, but also by Google. So going back to LinkedIn, let's give an example. Let's say if a recruiter was looking for a digital marketer. So we are going to do that. Do a quick search and it will search. And as you can see by the people that have put in their information, digital marketer, this is all stuff that's in their banner and in the description of their profile too. So always make sure that you are putting the content on your LinkedIn profile, especially in your headline section, that is going to get people to actually hire you. So, yeah, put that in there. Also, I forgot to add, make sure that you're solving the problem in your banner. How are you going to help that business out? Next on our list is there are, and you're probably familiar with, the open to work settings for your LinkedIn profile. Now, LinkedIn started out as a job based social media platform, and people still waffle if it's exclusively that. But keep in mind that you want to be able to take advantage of the tools that will allow for people to see you. So going back to my LinkedIn profile, again, mine's geared for an entrepreneur. If you go to the section where it says open to, you can click on it and then you have the option of either saying, hey, I'm hiring. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm looking for new people, or I need to find a new job. So here you can go and show recruiters that you are open to work. So if we click on that, you can choose the types of jobs that you are open for. So you can add what type of title of a job that you want to add. You can also go in and say, I want on-site, hybrid, and remote. You can also add the location where you're looking for your work. And then when you are available to start. You're flexible, you're immediate, and then of course your employment types as well, full-time, part-time, contract, or internship. And if you want it to be only accessible to recruiters, maybe you are trying to sneakily look for a job and LinkedIn recruiting tool is there for you, for people to find you. Or you're like, man, I don't care who is wanting to hire me. So you would want to make it accessible to all LinkedIn members. So that is a very important aspect that you want to put on your LinkedIn, is to make sure that you are using the appropriate open for work sections. Next, make sure with LinkedIn that you are turning your featured section into a multimedia portfolio. That's right. That means if you're going into LinkedIn, everything that you've done, I'm not going to do it for you, but you want to show people that you can do it for them. So bringing up my LinkedIn profile, if we scroll, and there's one thing that I forgot, but that's okay. Your about section. So let's do a one twosie and take it out. So your about section, you want to make sure that along with your headline, which is up here, is SEO and describes how you have helped people, especially if you are in the job market. A lot of problems that people have at LinkedIn is that they don't update their LinkedIn profile, and the about section, even though you have modified the headline section, shows that you are currently in your same position. You want to make sure that you are changing your about section as well. But when we scroll down, you need to make sure that your experience is good, and you want to make sure that your skill set is showing exactly what skills that you have. And you know what? I kind of like got lost in the weeds there for a second. Let me go back and make sure that let's go back to featured, because that's the heck that I was talking about. So under featured, is easy to get lost for me. This is the section we're talking about, that you want it to be a multimedia profile. So if you've done videos, make sure that you add them under the feature section by just clicking on the plus section. You can add a featured post that you were featured in. You can add a newsletter where you were featured, also an article, link, or even upload media. So anything that involves you is you need to add to your featured section on LinkedIn. In today's digital age, you really need to get into the mindset of if there's any piece that's featured of you on video or an article, you need to collect all that data and start inputting it in your LinkedIn profile, because what you want your LinkedIn profile is to showcase every professional aspect of you. So when recruiters come calling, know exactly what they're getting into when it involves you. So collect that information. If it's on YouTube, share that information on your LinkedIn profile. Now, the thing that I got ahead of the weeds is to make sure that you prioritize your skills, because we got to have skills, right? So going back to, well, let's go back to my LinkedIn profile and talk about skills. So skills is underneath where I went to activity and experience. Keep going down. There are your skills. Again, you can just click on the plus sign. You can update what skills you have by doing a search on LinkedIn, or you can put it in there. But please do the LinkedIn approved skills and add them to that section. I don't know if I can add any more skills. Let's go with, we'll say speaker. We'll add motivational speaker. And then you can also choose in your job experience where you learned those skills. So I actually I learned that skill as the owner of Integral. So let's go ahead and hit save and add it as a skill and see if it'll do it. And it's like, oh, that skill's already there. So, but anyway, add your skills. You need to make sure that they're on there. Let's discard it. Well, I'm going to get rid of this. There we go. We're back to the main profile and back to me. So other than your skills, what else can you do to your LinkedIn profile? Make sure that you don't hesitate to utilize those third-party tools in order to optimize your profile. I showed you sites like Canva and with the Adobe background remover to optimize your LinkedIn profile. There are AI tools built into LinkedIn, but again, you can sign up for LinkedIn Premium, which I don't necessarily recommend doing that. But third-party tools like ChatGPT, Meta AI, Copilot, Gemini, and even Meta AI are a good source where you can use to help you come up with the skills that you need to do it. Meaning that let's go to Meta AI and we'll bring that on the side and let me maximize it. Let's take an example with Llama, meaning Meta AI. So bringing up my screen, I'm at Meta. There's a couple of things I can do. I can say, hey, can you help me come up with a good headline, if I can spell it right, for my LinkedIn profile. I'm looking for a job as an HR manager. And I'm going to put that in there. So let's see what, that's a good prompt. So there it is. You've got different headlines that you can craft for your LinkedIn profile to kind of make it. And then of course, Meta is throwing out tips of what you can do to make it available. So don't hesitate to use third-party tools. Now, one last thing in Meta that I'm going to show you is the thing as far as creating a selfie or a headshot for LinkedIn. Don't be afraid of these third-party tools. So going back to Meta, I'm going to type in imagine me as a business professional, and I'll do headshot if I could spell head right. So let's get this going. So what Meta is going to do, which is my favorite out of all the tools, is that it will actually do an AI selfie. Now, many of you are probably thinking that Meta is pulling from my Facebook profile. let's do this. So it says I can't do it as a headshot, so I'm going to imagine me as a business professional. So we're going to allow Meta to do its thing again. But the good thing about our current digital world, if you temporarily have an AI headshot, then it will work temporarily, but you do need the professional headshot going. So Meta is acting crazy. So let's go one last time. Imagine me dressed in a business suit is the prompt that I'm using, and you will see it in just a few seconds. So I'm going to allow Meta to do its thing for the final time and see if it's going to give me a professional headshot. But keep in mind that third-party tools will work. Last time, I promise you, I am bound and determined to get this going. So let's go back to Meta. Off screen, I'm actually typing in, imagine me dressed, and I need to put as a business professional. I spelled business wrong, so don't get upset with me. So let's switch. Let's see, am I going to get it this time, or are we going to be rejected? Here goes Meta. Come on, Meta. It won't do it. So anyway, if we look at, and I'll have to show you all this. That's a realtor in a business suit. Let's do me, there we go, dressed as St. Patty's Day. But as you could see, if you wanted it to happen, you could definitely use Meta to come up with that headshot or that AI headshot that you can use on LinkedIn. Not the best dressed in St. Patty's Day, but just letting you know that you would want to use a tool like Meta rather than going to some other unknown AI tool on the internet just to use it, because what will happen is that those third-party apps can gather your data and then criminals can use that information. So with that said, if you've got comments or questions on how to update that LinkedIn profile to make it professional, leave it in the comments section below. And by the way, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and share it with those of you out there that aren't, or with your friends that aren't technology savvy. Now, my goal with every video is to make sure that you are introduced to a whole new world of ideas and experiences with your technology devices. I love technology. I've read all the manuals, and I'm serious about making technology fun, safe, and easy to use for everyone. So take care of yourself and do many things to make you smile, and thanks for watching.